Sorry for the disturbance. Lead nitrate and potassium iodide, which I was explaining in the previous video, together they will react and form a yellow colored precipitate. That yellow colored precipitate will be of lead iodide. Is it point clear? And that will form the yellowish colored precipitate. Clear till then? So this is about the double displacement. 2 times displacement takes place. It is called double displacement reaction. The last type of reaction which you have in your syllabus is oxidation reduction. A very, very, very important reaction. All the reactions are important, but this is also an equally important reaction. Let us take up an activity over here. You are supposed to take copper powder in a dish and then heat it and observe. So copper powder would be actually reddish brown in color, isn't it? Because copper is reddish colored metal. So this copper powder is reddish colored material. When you are supplying heat to it, means it is reacting with oxygen. So after some time, the color of this will change. The surface of copper powder becomes coated with black colored oxide. Means it is reacting with oxygen, so the formation will be copper oxide, that is forming a black color. So oxygen gets added to copper oxide. So what do you understand by oxidation reaction? The equation which has taken place, the reaction which is taking place over here would be copper oxide. Copper is reacting with oxygen when you are supplying heat. Okay, it will form copper oxide. Now it's not balanced. Am I right or not? So what should you do? There are 2 oxygen atoms over here. So you balance it by putting 2 over here. But due to which what will happen? The copper gets disturbed. So this is your final balanced equation. Remember balancing part which I taught you earlier? Yeah. Now in this part of the reaction, what is very important is at the same time when copper is reacting with oxygen, at the same time what happens is when the hydrogen is passed over it, this particular copper oxide which you got, isn't it? Copper oxide which you have got, if you allow hydrogen gas to pass over it, then what would happen? You will find that you will get back the copper again, this time with the formation of water. Okay, both the times you are heating. First you are heated ordinary copper with oxygen, that is in the air, so you got copper oxide. That copper oxide which you are getting, if you allow hydrogen gas to pass over it, then you will get back the copper again. Now what is very important over here is the copper oxide part of this particular reaction. If you study the second reaction, if you study, I am rewriting it, copper oxide plus hydrogen giving copper and water. This is said to be a redox reaction. So the question comes, your redox kya hai? The chemical reaction in which oxygen is added is said to be oxidation. See, hydrogen, to that oxygen is added, so it will become water. So this is the addition of oxygen taking place. So this part of the reduction, this part of the reaction is called oxidation reaction. On the contrary, here oxygen was there, but then now it is not there. So the process in which oxygen gets removed is called reduction. So in this particular chemical reaction, you find that there is oxidation and reduction taking place together. Therefore, you combine these 2 terms, that is reduction and oxidation, when it occurs at the same time, you will combine them and call it as redox. Redox reaction is where the reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. What about the first equation which I wrote? Copper and oxygen. What do you think this is? Now can you tell me? Yeah, this is oxidation reaction. Copper, to that oxygen is added, so it's a oxidation reaction alone. But in this case, you cannot say that it's alone oxidation. A reaction in which hydrogen is added becomes reduction. So like that also, if you see, the oxygen is getting added, oxidation. Here oxygen is getting removed, so reduction. So definition of oxidation reduction can be given in 3 different ways. Let us sum up these 3 different ways of definitions. Number 1 definition of oxidation is, oxidation stands for if oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed. Either you say oxygen is added to the reaction or you say hydrogen is removed from the reaction. Both are referred to as oxidation. Reduction stands for if oxygen is removed. Here oxygen is added and hydrogen is removed. Here oxygen is removed. Okay? Either you say oxygen is removed or you say hydrogen is added. Clear? So, oxidation, reduction, reaction can be explained in this manner. There is a third way of defining it, that is based on the oxidation number. Now that part is not given in your syllabus, so we will not touch it because that might be slightly confusing to you, because in the equation you have to check whether the oxidation number increases or decreases. Accordingly you define oxidation and reduction. For your syllabus you are having this definition given to you. The reaction in which, here I will just point out where it is in your textbook. If a substance gains oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be oxidized, and if a substance loses oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be reduced. Did you understand that? So, in the redox reaction what happens is, the hydrogen is gaining oxygen and is being oxidized. In other words, one reacting is getting oxidized while the other is getting reduced. Therefore, it is called a redox reaction. Is that point clear? So, in this particular equation, once again, if you try to look into the equation which we had seen earlier in this part, you said hydrogen is getting oxidized to form hydrogen oxide. So, here hydrogen is getting oxidized, correct? At that time, copper oxide is getting reduced. Copper oxide is getting reduced because hydrogen is over there to reduce it. So, reducing agent will be hydrogen. This is bringing about the reduction of copper oxide. So, copper oxide is getting oxidized, hydrogen is reducing it, so it will become its agent. On the contrary, hydrogen is getting oxidized because copper oxide is oxidizing it. So, oxidizing agent is copper oxide. Are you following it? Which means there is a concept of agent coming in. The one which brings about the oxidation becomes an oxidizing agent. The one which results in the reduction reaction becomes a reducing agent. So, here hydrogen is bringing up the reduction, so it is an agent, but itself is getting oxidized. Copper oxide is an oxidizing agent, but itself is getting reduced. This is a very, very tricky question which is often asked. They may give you an equation and ask you which is the oxidation part of the reaction, which is the reduction part of the reaction, or which substance is oxidized and which substance is getting reduced. Like that question might be asked. Okay. We will take a few more examples. For example, you are having in the exercise 4Na plus O2 giving twice Na2O. This equation if you see how the question is given. Identify the substances that are oxidized and the substances that are reduced in the following reaction. So what is getting oxidized? Sodium is combining with oxygen, means sodium is getting oxidized. Am I right? So sodium gets oxidized to sodium oxide. So sodium is getting oxidized because of the oxygen over there. Am I clear? So here there is no reduction, this is oxidation. But in the second equation if you see, which we have already taken up earlier, you find that copper oxide is getting reduced to copper. So this is getting reduced and hydrogen is getting oxidized. Am I clear about this? Okay. The last topic which you have in this chapter is the corrosion. You find that in a day-to-day life, the substances get corroded. Correct? No matter whatever you do, the environment has influence on the metallic substances. The iron, if you don't get it frequently painted or maintained properly, you'll find that after few months, especially after the monsoon period, because of the humidity being high in the atmosphere, it will undergo corrosion. Correct? So here, even silver and copper vessels or ornaments, they will undergo corrosion. Correct? So these corrosions are reaction with the moisture and the acid. So what is corrosion definition? Here you have it. When a metal is attacked by substances, attacked is not a correct term, you can write when a metal reacts. When a metal reacts with moisture or acid, then it undergoes corrosion. That process is called corrosion. Clear or not? So the black coating on the silver and green coating on the copper, they are examples of corrosion. This corrosion is a major problem because it can lead to huge loss. Huge gigantic structures of cars, bridges, iron railings, etc. undergo corrosion, and that causes a heavy loss in the economy of the country. Next you have is rancidity, the last topic of the chapter. Rancidity means what? You know, sometimes you must have purchased a packet of wafer. Your mother must have purchased it, and she must have forgotten, she must have kept it away from you. She must have hidden it from you, and maybe she forgets also that such a thing is lying in the storeroom. After say a month or more than that, if you open that particular packet, of course if the packet is packed with preservative, then chances are very less, but otherwise you find that if you have made something in oil and if you leave it for quite some time, then when you open the container, it gives out a foul smell, because the oil or the fat, they react with the environment and becomes rancid. That phenomenon is called rancidity, and that is changing the taste as well as the smell of that substance. So usually when you are making something new, usually when you are preparing food, you add antioxidants to it. Sulfur dioxide is generally pumped into the bags of chips. Your potato and other chips packet which comes, it is bloated up, isn't it? Fula hua hota hai. The moment you prick, it becomes, the air moves out. So you feel it's air inside. It's not actually air, it's sulfur dioxide gas or nitrogen gas, which is pumped inside as a preservative, so that the material may not go rancid. So rancidity stands for reaction of any oily substances with the environment. Clear till here? So with that, your first chapter is over. What questions would I like you to write? Please note down the questions, don't write everything. I would like you all to attempt this question third, very important. This type of questions are very important in this part, 13th section. In the exercise which is given behind, I would like you all to attempt all the MCQs, that is question 1, question 2. I am holding it for a time so that you can note it down. Question 3, okay, very important question 3, because question 3 is again an MCQ only. Did you get the question 3? Okay. Now, from this part, I would like you all to take up question 5, very important. Question 5. Translate the following statements into chemical equations and then balance them. Means, they'll give you a statement, you have to write the equation and then balance it. I have already done it over here, so it will be easy for you. But if you want to learn, you just try to do it on your own and then check with the answer. Clear? Next question, which is 6, very again important, because it is equations are already given, you have to balance it. Again, this one I have done it for you. Next is 7th question, write balance equation for the chemical reaction. This time they are giving you word equation. This is called word equation. Calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide giving calcium carbonate and water. See, word form they are given. You have to convert it into the formula form and then you balance it. Very important. Next category is 8th. Write balanced chemical equation for the following and identify the type. Type is important. Type means whether it is decomposition, combination, displacement, which type of reaction it is, that you have to mention. So that is the 8th question. Again you have to do it. Clear? This many questions I want you to work out. I repeat once again. In the exercise section, you have question number 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, then 5, 6, 7 and 8. Previous blue questions, everything you have to do, but this last blue question on page number 13, I want you to do only the third question in your book. Is that okay? Thank you.